Imagine a civilization so advanced, it built perfect cities 1,000 years before the pyramids touched the sky. A civilization that mysteriously vanished, leaving behind a script that the world's smartest codebreakers, including those who cracked the Nazi Enigma, have failed to read for over a century. This is not a fantasy. This is not science fiction. This is the Indus Valley civilization. And tonight, we're going to discover why they chose to remain silent. Today, we're diving into history's greatest unsolved puzzle. A society that built bathrooms before most of Europe learned to read. A culture without kings, without wars, without temples to bloodthirsty gods. They thrived for nearly 2,000 years, then disappeared almost overnight. Their cities still stand. Their artifacts fill museums, but their voice? Lost to time. What secrets lie buried in those ancient symbols? And what can they tell us about the very nature of human civilization itself? Let's find out. Our story begins not with archaeologists or scholars, but with British railway engineers in the 1850s, tearing through the plains of Punjab. They needed ballast material to support their railway tracks. And conveniently, they'd found enormous mounds of ancient bricks scattered across the landscape near a town called Harappa. Perfect for railways, they thought. Just ruins. Nothing important. For decades, they strip-mined these mounds, grinding down thousands of years of history to lay train tracks across colonial India. But here's where it gets fascinating. In 1921, an Indian archaeologist named Daya Ramsani decided to actually excavate what remained of Harappa. What he found stopped the world in its tracks, quite literally. This wasn't just another ruin. These weren't primitive mud huts. These were planned cities. Grid systems that would make modern urban planners weep with envy, and they were old. Impossibly old. Dating back to 3300 BCE, making them contemporaries of ancient Egypt and older than Stonehenge. Then, in 1922, R.D. Banerjee discovered Mohenjo-Daro, 300 miles south. Another perfectly planned metropolis, built to the exact same standards. The world had discovered a civilization that nobody knew existed. A civilization that would rewrite everything we thought we knew about human history. Let me paint you a picture of what life looked like in these cities 5,000 years ago. You wake up in your two-story brick house. You walk to your private bathroom. Yes, bathroom, with a toilet connected to one of the world's first underground sewage systems. Every house had one. Not the palace. Not the temple. Every single house. You head to the marketplace, where merchants use perfectly standardized weights and measures. A weight made in Harappa works exactly the same in a city 600 miles away. No cheating. No confusion. The streets are laid out in perfect grids, aligned to the cardinal directions. Wide boulevards run north-south. Smaller lanes run east-west. Drainage channels line every street. Some even have covered drains, something Europe wouldn't figure out for another 4,000 years. But wait, there's more. Here's what's truly mind-bending. There are no palaces, no massive temples, no obvious signs of kings or priests, no weapons of war, no art glorifying conquest or violence. For 2,000 years, this civilization thrived without the things we assume every society needs: military might, divine kings, monuments to ego. And yet they traded with Mesopotamia. They created the world's first standardized system of weights. They built cities that housed up to 40,000 people with better sanitation than Victorian London. They were perhaps the most egalitarian ancient society we've ever discovered. So why have most people never heard of them? Because of one devastating problem. The Indus people left behind over 4,000 inscriptions. Seals, pottery, tablets, all covered in a strange, elegant script of approximately 400 symbols. And we cannot read a single word, not one. The world's greatest linguists have tried. The codebreakers who deciphered Linear B, who cracked cuneiform, who unlocked Egyptian hieroglyphics. They've all taken their shot at Indus script. They've all failed. During World War II, teams that broke the Nazi Enigma machine turned their attention to these ancient symbols. Nothing. In the 1960s, Soviet scholars applied cutting-edge computer analysis. Dead end. Modern cryptographers, using techniques that crack bank encryption, have thrown everything at it. Still silence. Here is why it's so maddeningly difficult. The inscriptions are incredibly short, most are just 5 symbols long. There's no bilingual text, like the Rosetta Stone that unlocked Egyptian hieroglyphics. We don't even know what language they spoke. Was it related to Sanskrit, Dravidian, something entirely lost? Without context, without a key, these symbols remain locked away, guarding their secrets. And then there's the other mystery. What happened to them? Around 1900 BCE, the great cities began to empty. No signs of invasion, no massive fires or destruction. People just left. The civilization that had flourished for 2 millennia simply faded away. Climate change? Some evidence suggests the monsoons shifted, the rivers dried up, and the fertile lands became dust. Migration? Perhaps they moved east, their descendants blending into the cultures that would become Vedic India. Or perhaps, and this sends chills down my spine, perhaps they're still speaking to us and we've just forgotten how to listen. Here's why this matters today. The Indus Valley civilization achieved something we're desperately trying to reclaim: sustainable, equitable urban living. While ancient Egypt built monuments to pharaohs and Mesopotamia raised ziggurats to gods, the Indus people built toilets for everyone. Modern cities struggle with sanitation. Traffic planning is a nightmare. Income inequality tears societies apart. And yet, 5,000 years ago, these ancient engineers had figured out solutions we're still trying to rediscover. Their grid systems influence urban planning today. Their standardization principles echo in global trade. Their egalitarian society, a civilization without kings, challenges everything we assume about human nature and power. And now, we're using artificial intelligence to finally crack their code. Machine learning algorithms are analyzing patterns we can't see, finding connections that elude human minds. Teams in India, Japan, and the United States are feeding neural networks thousands of inscriptions, hoping the machines will see what we've missed. We might be on the verge of finally hearing their voice. Somewhere, buried in the sands of Pakistan and India, lies the answer to what made this civilization work and why it chose to remain silent for all these centuries. Were they destroyed by nature? Did they transform into something else? Or did they leave deliberately, knowing their time had passed, carrying their secrets into the migrations that would